Alrighty guys, so we are starting into our leaf collection project, and you're going to be doing this project over the course of the next month, give or take a few days. I'm going to give you one day each week to solely devote to your project, and I'm going to make that day Mondays. So next Monday you'll have to work on it, the following Monday after that, and the Monday after that. So that gives you about 3 Mondays, and then that last week you're going to have Wednesday through Friday to finish putting it together. And I'll explain exactly what I mean whenever we get into this project here. So your assignment is to create a leaf collection booklet containing leaves from 8 different species of trees. Your collection must contain at least 6 leaves from broadleaf trees. You may choose your remaining leaves from broadleaf, needleleaf, or scale-leaf trees. You may only use one maple leaf, and there are many different types of maple trees out there. That's why I'm saying just one maple leaf. You must paste 2 leaves from each species on a page. One leaf will show the top, the other will show the bottom. So what do I mean by that? You need to make sure that you have at least 2 leaves available so that we can see both sides of it. So we can see, the top of the leaf and then the bottom of the leaf. So you have 2 leaves per page. It's going to be the same species of leaf. If you come across a tree and you can only get one good leaf off of it, don't use that tree. You need to find a different one that you can get at least 2 leaves off of. Some of the materials that you'll need a pen, some glue or tape. You're going to need paper towels or newspaper, something to soak up moisture. Sturdy mounting paper, you can just use regular computer paper. Sometimes notebook paper might be a little bit flimsy. I don't want you guys running out and spending a lot of money on this stuff. Even if you have cardstock at home or construction paper, that works too. It does not need to be a certain color. You'll want index cards or some type of white paper that you can write on for labels. Taxonomic keys and field guide, and I will provide you with those, or you could just Google some online. And I have on here a leaf press. I have leaf presses here at the high school, so if you are an in-person student, you'll be able to use those. If you are a remote student, you'll still be doing a leaf collection project, but you won't have access to the leaf press, which honestly is not that big of a deal. I do have a website down here, and it will take you to 6 different ways that you could mount your leaves, and I'll show you that in a second. So to start out, you're going to be collecting and pressing your leaves. You want to always get permission before you collect leaves on someone else's property. Don't just walk up there and, pull some leaves off of their trees. You are looking for trees, not shrubs or bushes. You want to collect at least 3 of each type of leaf in case one of the leaves tears. If leaves are damaged or torn, don't use them because you're not going to receive full credit for that. Be sure to remove the entire leaf and not a leaflet from a tree and place it in your press as soon as possible. You should allow the leaf to stay there for about 3 to 5 days, depending on how thick the leaf is and the moisture content. So if it's been a fairly dry day or fairly dry week, then you may only need to leave it in there for about 3 days. But if we've had a good bit of rain over that past week, that leaf's going to be pretty damp, and you might need to leave it in there for even longer than 5 days. So as I said, you're going to want to use this website for other ideas on how to press your leaves if you don't have a leaf press. And that website looks like this. It has, how to preserve your leaves in 6 methods. They do have some videos here about glycerin baths. That one seems kind of complicated. I'm not going to have you guys run around and buy glycerin to preserve the leaf like that. I would honestly just suggest, let's see, where is that leaf video? Right here. The most common leaf preservation method. 1, pressing the leaves. It's a fun and classic way to make sure your leaves are dry. You want to pat them dry with some type of a paper towel. Place them between 2 pieces of newspaper and then pile on the books. So if you have any heavy books at home, I'm sure most people probably have some type of book at home, whether it's a textbook or if you used to read any books, maybe you have a computer at home, something heavy. You want a cookbook even. something really heavy, you want to put the leaf between two pieces of tissue paper. When I say tissue paper, I mean paper towel, and then put as many heavy books on top of that leaf as you can, and you're going to want to leave it there for a little while. They say the disadvantages to that are that it does take 1 to 2 days before you can start your crafting project, which in this case would just be mounting your leaf. They will lose their color. That's fine. It's not a big deal. Most of the leaves you guys are going to be collecting at this time of year should be pretty green, and greens tend to hold their colors longer than it would a fall leaf. And the leaves will become delicate and brittle after they are completely dried out, so do handle them carefully. You have a laminator at home, there's an idea for laminating leaves. Glycerin bath, I've never done this one. It sounds kind of interesting, but you're going to have to go and buy things for that, and I don't want you to have to do that. You could Mod Podge your leaves or just glue them down, but you want them to be kind of dry. Wax tipped leaves, that's going to be a little bit difficult to do, but again, these are all just instructions. You can go through and you can read these and see which one you think would best suit you. So once you start getting your leaves, and you don't have to get all of your 8 leaves in one day. You have an entire month to do this. I don't suggest waiting until the very last day, but if you go to a park, snatch a leaf or two. If you go to your grandma's house, see if she has any leaves around. Just as you're out and about, maybe you go to Walmart and there's a tree there, snatch a few leaves. You're going to want to label your leaves next. So you can use index cards or white paper for your labels. You can either type them out or you can write them out as long as your handwriting is neat. You don't want to cross out or white out mistakes on the labels. You want to rewrite them completely. Your labels must be neat and easy to read. You only want to use black or blue ink. Whether you're typing or writing them, it needs to be black or blue. Each label must contain the following information in the following order. So the common name of the leaf, the scientific name of the leaf. Be sure to obey the 3 rules for writing scientific names, which we did when we went through taxonomy. The type of tree, was it a broadleaf tree, a needle-leaf tree, or a scale-leaf tree? If your specimen is from a broadleaf tree, then the following information is also required. I need to know the leaf type. Is it simple or compound? And the margin. Is it entire, toothed, lobed? Along with the vein pattern. Is it parallel, palmates, or pinnate? And a lot of your leaves that you'll see are broadleaf. They're a little more interesting to look at than the needle leaves and the scale leaves are. So mounting your leaves. Here comes the fun part. You want to use pieces of sturdy paper to mount your leaves. Each page will have 2 leaves. One will show the top, the other will show the bottom of the leaf. However, each species must have its own page in your booklet, so you don't want to use the back of the paper to put another leaf on. So that means you're going to want to have about 10 pieces of paper, 8 for your leaves, a top piece, and a bottom piece. You want to arrange the leaves so that there is room to glue the label at the bottom of the page. The leaf should look nice on the page. Use tape to mount the needle and scale leaves to the page. You're not going to be able to glue a needle leaf down. For the broadleafs, you can use a small amount of glue. And you're also going to be gluing your labels unless you found sticker labels. You want to make sure that your pages are completely dry before you assemble them together. Otherwise, they're going to stick together. You want to make a front cover for your collection, which will include a title, like my leaf collection, your name, and an appropriate illustration. Use ribbon, string, or something like that to bind the pages together. Here are some online leaf identification guides. If you have a smartphone, I suggest you download the iNaturalist app. In there, you can take pictures of the leaf, and it's actually going to give you all of the information that you need when it comes to the scientific name. This project is worth 160 points, so a lot of points. This is what a complete label would look like. Obviously, I don't have the leaf. The leaf would be over here somewhere. But I have the name, the scientific name, the type of tree that it is, and since this is a broadleaf tree, I have that it's a compound leaf, toothed, and pinnate. Time management tips. I do have this little calendar, if you will, over there on the side, just to try to keep you on track. Between May 3rd and May 21st, ideally you will have collected and pressed your leaves. Between May 17th and May 21st, you'll be doing your labels, and from May 24th to June 4th, you'll be assembling your booklet. Now that can waver a little bit just as long as everything is done by the 4th. So here's a tree list for the 2021 Leaf Project. Just to give you some ideas of the types of trees that you are going to be encountering if you collect your leaves in our area. You want to pick a maximum of 2 out of the following. So these are going to be your scale leaf and your pine trees. So you might see some eastern hemlocks, eastern pines, northern cedars. These are all going to be piney looking trees. I don't want you to get a bunch of pine trees because there isn't a whole lot of variance with them, which is why I'm saying pick a maximum of 2. You could just do 1. Down here, you're going to pick 6 or 7 of the following trees. I have these ones with a little star by them because these are maple trees, and remember you can only use one type of maple tree. If you have any questions or you run into some type of issues, please let me know. If you are a remote student and you're doing this, you'll end up taking pictures of each one of your pages and you'll send your leaf project into me that way. If you're an in-person student, you'll be putting your booklet together and I will collect it from you in person. Alrighty guys, I will talk to you later. Have a good one.